so much fucked up shit to get into.
Welcome back to Little Snickers, baby. I am Michael fucking Rainey here with John Del Calo.
Hey, pal, how are you?
Good to see you, buddy.
Jacob
Furman Matera, Jeff Simmons. Welcome, boys.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Man, you look great in that hat.
Thank you, man. It's got burr technology. It's supposed to keep you cool in the summer, but I still managed to get pretty fucking sweaty.
Jake, still waiting to give you a hat compliment.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need another week, but
yeah. So have it in the oven, huh, Mike?
you're going to come in one day and wow me. You're going to have like a fitted purple Yankee hat with like your name fucking bedazzled on the side.
That would be awesome.
Dude.
That you're going to knock my socks off with.
You know what? I think I have a hat that I got down at the boardwalk that's stitched.
Personalized?
It says Furminator on it.
What?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You used to go by Furminator?
Oh, putty.
Jake, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Why did you not tell us this?
I would just get blackout drunk and put on hamburger suits and chase people with tiki torches. Before it was a racist thing. Before it was
hamburger suit.
a suit with hamburger. It was just a hamburger suit. A round
The black
hamburger.
comedian, John.
I'm familiar with his
Yeah.
work.
Then I had a little tin
Like an
foil hat.
all-over print suit. Like a
No,
novelty
not
suit.
like a suit, like a Halloween costume hamburger.
Okay.
Yeah, come on now. I don't got
On the
hamburger
boardwalk?
suit money.
That was the Furminator come out on the boardwalk?
Oh man.
You're
yeah.
wild. And you were what, 25 doing this?
Yeah, I was pretty it was pretty recent actually.
He was young, dumb, and full of ketchup. John, are you ready to flip this motherfucking coin to see what we're getting into? Brother, I told you, but I feel like I got to remind you again, but you're rubbing off on me. I'm back into Entourage now. Mm-hmm. I think at some point this summer, I will hit an Impractical Joker stretch where I'm
Finish
gonna fall
Entourage
asleep.
first.
I will. But, man, this is the second time I'm getting into Entourage, and it hits you hard.
This one's going to keep, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to stay with you.
I think so, too. I am going to finish.
Are you watching the episodes? Or are you looking at your phone?
I fall asleep to them.
All right.
They're very
so
comforting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're watching the
I am.
action, yeah.
You can't slip any of that stuff past me. If it's happening, I probably don't understand it. But I'm watching, baby.
Hell yeah, good for you. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
This is the summer you're going to finish it.
I am. I'm going to rewatch Mad Men, too. You guys ever seen that?
I've never seen it. No.
Yeah,
that
we've
was
talked
a
about
hell of an ending.
this. What do you call it? Holden Wiener.
Yep.
We've had the Holden Wiener discussion
Yes,
before.
we have. You're familiar with Holden Wieners. I know you are. I know you've held a couple in your day.
But yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with the TV show Mad Men, one of the greatest shows of all time, but the creator of the show, Matthew Weiner, cast his son in a fairly prominent role.
Mm-hmm.
And that child's name, his middle name is Holden, and his last name is Weiner, which they go by Weiner, which I refuse to acknowledge. So as far as I'm concerned, till the day I die, it'll be Holden Weiner.
And he's got that in his actor name on IMDb.
fuck?
Like, there's no other guy named whatever Wiener, dude. You can drop the Holden.
You could call yourself Dropping Wiener. That's much more respectable than Holden Wiener. You're fucking magnetizing them weens.
Flashing Wiener where it ain't wanted.
Flip this coin, brother.
Here we go.
Love this noise.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, Impractical Joker is still what I want to talk about, even though we're talking about Entourage a little bit. Here we go. Flip the coin. Win the toss, John. You're going to win. Fuck.
Did it again, Jake.
Murder!
Lost again. Jake, you get to talk about a murderer.
Victory!
Good. Are you familiar with that reference
I
yet?
do. I know Johnny
Okay.
Dramas.
All right.
Yeah, I love his interaction with the masseuse Ken in the Vegas episode.
Yes, Vegas, baby,
Hell
Vegas.
yeah.
One of the famous.
He really knocks it out of the park, Jake.
Oh man, he's so funny.
So now we're going to transition to murder.
Okay. Is it a real murderer this week?
Yeah, he's a real bad boy.
Okay.
Like he's an interesting guy, not just a slash him up, prostitute, side of the road kind of killer.
Okay.
But there's a little more nuance to his game.
Okay.
And I'm talking about James Whitey Bulger.
I know
Whoa.
You do.
Yeah.
The movie
Grew up
The
with him.
Departed was
Yep.
based off him,
Black
right?
Mass, yeah.
Wow.
I knew Black Mass Departed is.
Jack Nicholson's character was loosely based off
Okay.
of Whitey Bulger.
Gotcha.
He hated Johnny Depp in Black Mass.
Did he recently just die?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Okay. So he saw Black Mass and did not like it.
2018. Yeah, Black Mass came out in 2015. Whitey Bulger was killed in 2018.
That's
In prison, right?
Murdered in prison at an old age.
Yeah.
He was in a wheelchair when they killed him.
That's crazy, dude. How long was he in for at that point?
He had just gotten transferred to this penitentiary in West Virginia.
Okay.
Literally the day that he got transferred, he was beaten to death.
No shit.
At least 3 guys, maybe 4, broke into his cell and they filled tube socks with padlocks.
God damn,
And
man.
they beat his ass to death in a wheelchair.
Well, can't say he didn't deserve it.
Yeah, he was a little bad boy.
Damn. I have a friend who has a personal connection to Whitey Bulger.
Tell me about it.
Whitey Bulger was essentially her neighbor. She's a comic in Boston. Her name's Laura Severse. Very funny. She said her friends would come pick her up for school. They were in high school. They would hold the horn for her to like come out and like to go to school, or they'd be late. And he'd come out of the house immediately with his gun.
And say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and like go up the
Every
window.
day?
Like essentially every fucking day. Like shut the fuck up. People are sleeping. You know what I mean? Like it's
What
like,
age was he at that point?
oh God, I don't even know, because I would say maybe 30 years ago.
Okay.
So whatever that was.
Damn, dude. That's
Yeah.
one guy you don't want to PO, you know?
Mhm.
But pretty awesome to hear that story.
Yeah, the man's name is Whitey Bulger. Not to be confused with Jake's nickname when he's wearing gray sweatpants, which is Mighty Bulger.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. I'll have to try to remember that they're different people now.
But he was born in the
Oh no!
he was
Speaking of
born in the
Bulger,
beautiful city of Boston, Massachusetts. Do you like Boston?
I love
I do.
Boston.
Boston fucking rules, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very cool place to fucking walk around. I love
is.
walking around there.
It is a very walkable city. I love
And
everything about
the
it.
freaking public
Racism,
transit is
yeah,
great.
I know. Right up our alley. But yeah, probably my favorite city outside of Philly.
It's
Really?
great.
Yeah, I love Boston so
It
much.
is a cool fucking place.
I don't know, it's just something, you know, when you go to a place, you're just like, all right, this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt when I went to Boston.
Were you just at Cheers, Mike?
Did you go to Fenway?
I did not. That's on my bucket list, brother.
Fenway's cool.
I'm going to go this summer at some point. I haven't been to Fenway yet, but I watch a lot of videos on people going to Fenway.
Mhm.
And I keep envisioning it.
It's cool.
It's going to be something else.
Last time I went to Fenway, I just went up to the ticket thing and was like, it was just day of. I think it was already the first inning.
Mm.
I was like, hey, can we get 2 tickets? And the guy was like, it's fucking, maybe it might have already been like the second or third inning.
Gave me
They
that?
were- Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And he was like, just put $5 in the Jimmy Fund box.
Ah, that's very
I
sweet.
was like, thank you, buddy.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Was the Jimmy Fund for James Whitey Bulger?
I think
To
so.
bail him out?
The Equal Justice Foundation.
You helped get him out, you fuck.
Put $5 towards the calls.
Help pay for his transfer to a West Virginia prison.
Help put rims on his wheelchair. Yeah, he was born in Boston, Massachusetts. His parents had very Boston names, James and Jean.
What year was he born?
1929.
I think it's the same year my grandparents were born.
Did they know him?
I hope nobody beats them to death with padlocks.
Wouldn't it be funny to scare him a little bit?
Yeah, can we get rubber padlocks?
But his father was a longshoreman, and they were doing pretty well for a while, Jake, until his father had an accident, and he ended up losing an arm.
You have a hook?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Time to get on the boat, start fishing with that thing.
Damn.
Oh man, imagine
Get
that.
off the dock, get offshore.
Dude, imagine, yeah, it's like you're a very proud man, just hell bent on making a living to support your family. You're just hanging off a boat, scooping. Eventually, come up with something. But they had to move to the projects in South Boston.
Okay. Yeah, Dorchester, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where the Wahlbergs are from.
That's where the comedian I know is from, Laura. Yeah.
Dorchester.
Dorchester. That's how you say
Are you
it.
familiar with Wahlburgers?
I am. I've eaten there.
Have you had the OFD, the originally from Dorchester burger?
The way I feel about the OFD is BFD.
Big
Take it or leave
fucking
it.
deal.
Take it or leave it.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, they closed for a reason.
You know what? I think Wahlburgers, I soured on them because I took my kids there for lunch, and there was a guy leaning up against our window shooting heroin.
Well, you were in the neighborhood, so.
Was he in a municipal jumpsuit?
No.
Ah.
Neither he nor I could afford municipal gear. Dude, how good must that? They must have padded knees for when you fucking pray. God, that shit looks so comfortable.
Damn.
Just one pad on the knee you genuflect with.
Yeah, I think
it's
for
supposed to be the
the
right
cost
way.
of one municipal outfit, you could open a franchise of Wahlburgers, probably.
Grew up in the projects, Jake, and
Yeah.
they called him Whitey, which he did not like.
That's a shame.
It was
Stuck.
either
know.
due to his fair complexion or how blonde his hair was. He hated the name Whitey and preferred to be called either Jim or something else that was very cute. What do you say it was?
Jim Jam.
Nope.
Jaybird.
He liked to be called Boots.
I mean, it's not funny. I think it's a cool name.
He's worm food, dude. We're fine.
He liked to be called Boots because he enjoyed wearing cowboy boots and he kept a little knife in his boots.
He wore cowboy boots in Boston.
He was
Really?
a little bad boy.
That's funny.
Whoa.
Did he do that his whole life?
I don't know if it was his whole life, but definitely as a kid.
Did he eventually accept Whitey, or was it just like I got to a point where it was like I can't stop it, might as well just take it?
I think people in the neighborhood called him Jimmy. And, you know, when he became infamous, it was much, I don't know, it seems to catch fire more if you're calling somebody Whitey Bulger.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
the media probably
That has
had
some
better-
flair to it,
Yeah,
as opposed to
for
Jimmy
sure.
Bulger.
That's a shame. You know? Yeah, you develop a reputation of being such a badass, and then the news gets a hold of. Oh, you mean Whitey? That guy's head would be cut off immediately. Whoever said
It's
it.
Boots. But he's in a little child gang called the Shamrocks. Isn't that cute?
Oh, dude, I love
Dude,
child
Boots
gang
is a
names.
Shamrock.
That's like the Boy Scouts for the mafia. That's great.
Boots is a Shamrock.
So was this Irish mob?
Yeah, so
Technically?
I think at this time, Boston was run by the Italian mob,
Okay,
but the Irish mob does gain prominence.
gotcha. As a result of his leadership.
Partially. So there were a number of Irish gangs in that area. One was the Colleens, one was the Mullins, and he was a member of the Colleens. And then there was another Irish gang called the Winter Hill Gang, which his gang ends up getting absorbed into the Winter Hill Gang.
Whoa.
And he ends up rising to prominence in the Winter Hill Gang. But Jake, he's a little shamrock. And he ends up going to juvie a bunch of times. 1948, he finally gets out of juvie. I think he's 19 years old at this point.
Mike, what's he getting pinched for?
This is one unlucky shamrock, I will
Okay.
say this,
All
Jake.
right, what's he doing?
But just doing all kinds of bad boy stuff.
Yeah.
He likes stealing shit.
Oh,
He eventually gets popped for that later, and he ends up going to do federal prison time for stealing.
Whoa.
Yeah, that gets kind of funny because he ends up stealing. He and his boys steal cigars and beer out of the back of trucks. So these trucks with these massive amounts of goods would park at the docks, and he and his buddies would pull up in a car and load as much shit into their car as they
Yeah.
can and just peel out of there.
nice.
Very fun thing to do with your boys.
When Robin was honest,
Yeah, that was kind of nice.
nobody's killing each
Yeah.
other over it.
I watched
Somebody's head was probably rolling, but
I watched a video today where one of his boys, I think the guy's name was John Nee. He said that it was fun for them to steal crabs. They'd go back to the neighborhood and then they'd go around like asking people if they want to buy these crabs.
Dude, that's awesome.
just selling them by the fucking dozen to people door to door.
Yeah,
Pretty funny.
Yeah, fell off the back of the boat. He ends up joining the Air Force, Jake, because his life just isn't headed in the direction that
Yeah.
it should be headed. Two of his brothers, he's one of six. He's the oldest. Two of his brothers end up becoming fairly prominent in local government. His brother, all right, he's got two. One is Jackie, who's like a county clerk magistrate, and then his brother Billy ends up becoming president of the Massachusetts Senate.
Whoa.
God damn.
Yeah,
dude.
so he's got some pull.
yeah.
And he ends up going on the run for a while. And during the time, like his brother, who's the politician, ends up admitting that he talks to him. He has talked to him.
Huh.
And that guy, the brother, he at that time was the president of the college, UMass.
Okay.
And he ends up losing his job over
I
admitting
was
to
about
talking
to
to him.
ask.
Damn.
I would not have yelled at you for that.
Well, you didn't have to because you said the information I was looking for
Also, you messed.
organically.
Go ahead, Jake. I want to hear it.
No, it's all good.
But he ends up joining the Air Force. And while he's there for 4 years. He gets in a little bit of trouble. He goes AWOL. He ends up getting in a bunch of fights. And he's even involved in a suspected rape, Jake.
Oof.
It's a kidnapping case where a 15-year-old girl says that Whitey and another guy kidnapped her and brought her to a motel room and held her for days.
Jesus.
With all that said, he ends up getting an honorable discharge in 1952.
Honorable.
I don't know what you have to do to get a dishonorable discharge from the Air Force.
Yeah.
They're probably like, all right, it took place on land, so we can't hold him accountable for it.
Not our jurisdiction.
Yeah, was this a sky rape?
If they had jumped while they were doing it, we would have had a chance.
Terrible. Terrible, Mike.
But when he gets out, all right, 1956 is when he gets pinched for stealing from the cigar and beer trucks. Pretty funny caper, which is something I would probably do with you guys.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
He ends up getting 9 years in federal prison. Now,
Holy
this
shit, is that because it's like ATF involved?
I don't know at that time.
That's insane.
I know.
9 years for that?
I know, dude.
Wow.
People do less for fucking murder. Was it just more strict back then?
I think that has more to do with it
Okay.
than anything else. He ends up getting 9 years in the pen. Initially, he starts serving time at the Atlanta Penitentiary. Then he gets transferred to Alcatraz, which he ends up loving.
He goes to Alcatraz?
He does go to Alcatraz.
That's so cool.
On a funny
is
note,
cool.
when he ends up on the run, he takes his girlfriend back to Alcatraz to go through the tour. And they take pictures in fake prison gear.
Is he like just wearing like a fucking like bucket hat and sunglasses for a disguise?
It's funny you mention that because he does disguise pretty often.
That's
will
crazy.
when he's on the run. He does go back to Boston, and there's an instance where a few of his cronies, he sees them hanging out on a fucking corner, and he's dressed like a little old lady, and he walks up and he shoulder checks the one guy, and the guy's just like, "What the fuck?" And he turns around and he like takes his like little old lady scarf down. He says, "I could have done all he is." Or something a very old Boston guy would say.
Did they all go, "Oh my God, it's Whitey"?
No, but they understood who it was then,
Yeah.
and they knew at that time that they needed to keep their mouth shut
Wow.
and not say anything because he was wanted by the FBI at that point.
That's fucking crazy.
So what year are we when he gets out of jail?
Well, 56 is when he goes into jail.
Okay.
So he ends up getting 9 years. And dude, this is super interesting. While he's in the Atlanta Penitentiary, he is recruited to take part in MK Ultra.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Does he?
Wow.
he does. The prisoners are told that
Yeah, tell me everything about this. I don't know much about that.
it's pretty nuts, man. The prisoners are told that they're conducting this research to help treat schizophrenia. And some of the guys say that they're doing it to further mental health research, which, could be believable for some. But another trade-off is that they're cutting prison time off for guys that are taking part in the MK Ultra program.
Okay.
But
Why wouldn't
Whitey,
you?
yeah, for real. And Whitey says that it was just absolute chaos. Like could you imagine doing fucking acid in jail? Not just jail, but fucking federal prison.
Yeah. No, that would probably not vibe very fun.
Now, I've seen varying accounts as to how much they gave him and how often he took it. Like there was one. It was an excerpt from a letter that he wrote to somebody from jail where he says he took it every day, took acid every day for 2 years in prison. But then there was another one where it said like he was given 50 hits of acid over the course of his stretch in prison.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
Ask
I mean,
him.
in 2 years, I guess it wouldn't be a lot.
Okay.
If you took acid every day, that would be like fucking, 600 hits in 2 years, 700 hits or whatever. That would be a lot. But I don't know. I've not done that much, so
We're gonna have to send you to prison.
we should.
That would be fun. I would sneak some ass acid in for you.
Nah, I've been, bro. I ain't going back. Dang, getting me back.
What'd you go in for?
Carrying a knife. It was just like a drunk tank in New York.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were being silly by saying you went to prison.
No, I went into the little jail cell, and I ain't going back to that either, dude. That shit sucked, man.
Went to
That
the
was
Rikers
not
gift
fun.
shop.
In 1965, he gets out of prison, and he considers going the straight and narrow for a while. So he gets a job as a janitor, as a laborer, but then shortly thereafter, he's like, all right, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a loan shark, which is a very fun job.
Is he like being the enforcer himself? Like
He's very sweet. He's more of a lone dolphin, Jake.
they're the ones that rape, right? The dolphins.
Dolphins are bad, man.
Bad.
That fits
Yeah.
him.
Dolphins get all the they avoid all the guff that sharks take on.
Yeah.
So dolphins are the real predators as far as I'm concerned. Those fucking smooth-headed freaks.
Yeah. Flipper got me too, didn't he?
He would trick girls into taking the fucking plastic 6-pack ring off his mouth, and then he'd be like, It's the oldest trick in the dolphin book. I got you, bitch. He was a predator, man.
Oh man, that
Flipper was bad.
Flipper, that evil Flipper, Zipper, right? Zipper was the evil one.
Flipper over was his motto. Very bad animal. He ends up joining an adult gang this time, Jake. This is when he joins the Killeens. And they're always beefing with the Mullins. Two very cool gang names, the Killeens and the Mullins. I like
love
it.
that it's just Irish last names.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who's the head of fucking Winter Hill, his last name's actually Winter. And Winter Hill is an actual area, I believe, in Boston. So I don't know if it's just coincidence or his family was that deeply steeped in the heritage there.
That'd be crazy.
I wonder.
So they're beefing, and eventually they end up, both of those gangs get absorbed into the Winter Hill gang. Now, in 1979, Jake, most of the guys from the Winter Hill gang get arrested for, what do you think they all get busted for? It's something that's very silly.
Not Rico.
Federal indictments.
Stealing VCRs.
Fixing horse races.
How do you fix a horse?
Yeah, how
race?
the fuck do you tell a horse to run slower?
Yeah,
It was bad.
easy.
The horses were testifying against them. They'd stand on the witness stand, and there would be a clerk shoving a carrot up his asshole.
The nays have it.
I love that one, John. Almost everybody in the Winter Hill gang goes down. There's two people that don't. Whitey and his buddy Stephen Flemmy.
That's a very unsuspecting.
Regular name.
Yeah.
Regular ass Stephen ass Fleming.
They're the only two that don't go down. Now, I guess some people think it's dumb luck, but it turns out they actually have a friend on the inside who's an FBI agent, who's a guy by the name of John Connolly. John Connolly and Whitey Bulger grew up together. And it sounds as though Whitey Bulger was protective of John Connolly, who was prone to getting bullied.
Okay.
Pretty quickly, they gain favor with John Connolly. And John Connolly is hell-bent on ending the Italian mafia in Boston. Doesn't seem to give a fuck about the Irish mafia, which I don't know if they're considered the mafia or whatever it is, but I guess it's, you know.
It's Murphy.
Irish mob.
What'd you call it, the Murphy?
Murphy.
I love that, Jake. But yeah, he's hell-bent on taking down the Italian mob.
Was he like a defending him from bullies in like school as a child?
In the FBI.
That's so funny, dude. Imagine getting that payback from just doing what's right in grade school and being like, stop picking on the fucking kid.
Yeah.
To that kid actually having a position of power and being like, you're a murderer, but I got your back.
Dude, he ends up giving him a lot of information that he shouldn't give him.
Wow.
And John Connolly, he was in jail until 2021.
Whoa.
And he only got out because he was so
died.
fucked up physically. He applied for, what do they call it, compassionate release?
Yeah.
Really?
They gave it to him because he was sentenced to 10 years in state prison and then I think 40 years in federal prison.
Whoa.
Because he was implicated in a few of the murders that Whitey Bulger was eventually convicted of.
Damn.
Because there were guys that were coming to the FBI that were willing to give up information on Whitey, but they didn't know they were going to one of Whitey's buddies.
Right, yeah. Who's just stopping the information there, basically,
Yeah,
right?
dude. And as soon as like these guys would come and like relay this information, John Connor would be like, "Yeah, we got you, dude." Yeah. And then he would just pass that on to Whitey and his crew, and then they would fucking kill these guys.
Oh
God
my
damn.
God.
Yeah, it was fucked, man.
Not even, I mean, I guess that is accessory, but like direct reason for people getting murdered.
There were, I believe, 3 that John Connolly was indicted on.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, and you have fucking 40 years for murder versus the 9 years for ripping off cigars and booze. It just doesn't add up.
I'm with you, buddy. But Whitey's into all kinds of shit now. Now that, you know, all these other Winter Hill guys have gone down. Whitey's taken over, and he's, you know, running weapons, fucking gambling, loans. He's shaking down drug dealers. There's another fella who ends up becoming the second in command for the Winter Hill gang called Kevin Weeks, who looks just like Kenny Powers.
Awesome.
So he's Whitey's protege. He says that one way that they would make money is they would create problems. And by creating a problem, he would say they would go to high-level drug dealers in the Boston area and say, look, so-and-so is plotting against you, and they put a hit out on you for $100,000. If you pay us that money, we will get the hit nullified. So they just created this problem out of nowhere.
Holy
And
crap.
the drug dealers were so
genius.
scared of them that they would just pay it off.
God damn.
They would do some other funny shit for money too. Whitey Bulger also owned a lot of local businesses, and some of them were like corner stores.
Yeah.
And one of his corner stores sold a $14 million lottery ticket. The person won. They thought, like, holy shit, I got $14 million. Well, it turns out Whitey and 4 of his associates told that person that they had to cut them in on that $14 million.
Because it was their gas station
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
And did they believe them or were they
It's
coerced?
just fear. Like,
Yeah.
people knew what was up.
It was coercion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you do get a cut as the owner of a lottery
Yeah.
selling ticket.
But that would come from the state, correct?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're getting an extra cut.
Yeah, from the person's pocket.
Right. I mean,
Wow.
hopefully the guy still walked with fucking $7 million, I hope, right?
I hope so, man.
Half of it. Still life changing.
It is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And especially like if you're living in the fucking projects, it's nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to think that you got to cut 4 other people in on anything you got has got to be infuriating.
That sucks. And still, like, you're always going to be in fear that they'll come back for more.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it turns out the lottery's threatening to kill you. yeah, we just talked to Gus the Groundhog from the PA lottery.
Yeah, they talk. They talk.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
Let's just say I'm going to keep on scratching. I'm just banking on everybody that's watching and listening to this being from Pennsylvania and know who Gus the Groundhog is. So
Yeah, if you live outside of America,
Yeah.
especially, fuck yourself, honestly, if you don't get that joke. Google Gus the Groundhog and just watch those commercials for, I don't know, 10 hours.
He's the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania.
Whitey Bulger during this time, he's escaping trouble left and right. He's reckless with all the shit he's doing. He's ruthless, and people around him just think that he has a nose for sniffing out rats.
Nice.
Now, when the people are rats, like he would get that information straight from the FBI, which was his buddy John Connolly, who, even though he was convicted of all this heinous shit, including being associated with these murders, he still gets a pension from the FBI. How insane
From
is
jail.
Yeah.
that? Yes.
In jail.
Well, he's out of jail now, but he
Right,
was still
but, like,
getting that pension
that whole time in jail.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
craze. It's so angering. It makes me combine the 2 words. Incraziating.
But in 1994, shit starts to crumble because the DEA, the Boston police, and the Massachusetts police all start teaming up. And they have an idea that somebody from the FBI is tipping him off because there's just nothing that they can pin on him.
Dude, this is The Departed.
That's what I was
Everything
about to
you
say.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like writing citizens on the envelope kind of thing going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
the rats and all that.
Yep.
But isn't The Departed adapted from a Japanese movie or something?
It was, yes.
Yeah.
What's it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it wasn't a original screenplay eligible because of that, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh. You see. But now all these other law enforcement agencies are starting to team up, and they're like, all right, we could probably figure this shit out. In December 1994, the FBI agent John Connolly is indicted.
Damn.
During this time, they're also coming for Whitey. He gets the heads up that they're going to come for him. This was a couple days before Christmas in 1994, where Connolly tells him before he gets popped, like, look, they're going to come down on you. You need to get the fuck out of here. And in the years prior to 1994, Whitey Bulger is setting up all these different, like, forms of escape for himself, setting up safe deposit boxes all over the country, and even in different countries, because he ends up in Mexico at one point. He ends up in Mexico. He ends up in Canada. He's all over the fucking place. And there's guys that are in the Winter Hill Gang that the higher level guys, they're taking trips to Europe just to get accustomed to what transportation's like over there. You know, what local law enforcement's like. They're anticipating this all
Doing
coming.
dry runs of their escape.
Yeah, essentially.
That's
what it is.
crazy.
Because, I mean, it's all going to come crumbling down at one point.
And they can sense it for years.
They can. There was one other guy in the FBI that was in on this action, which was John Connolly's supervisor, which was a guy named John Morris.
Okay.
And it's so fucked because, and it's so fucking stupid that he ends up getting tied into all this. I think the thing that fucked John Morris was Whitey Bulger paid for a fucking plane ticket and an envelope with $1,000 cash for his girlfriend. So they were able to fucking, because John Morris took this money and this fucking plane ticket for his girlfriend, you know, he's hereby beholden to the Bulger gang. So for a fucking plane ticket and $1,000, Like, you're risking your law enforcement career.
Yes. And your life.
It's insane.
Yeah.
These guys will fucking kill you if you fucking wrong them at any point.
But it's also, if you're in that position to begin with, man, you really only have one option. You know? It's like, you got to fucking go with them. They're going to kill you either way.
No, I'm talking about, this is the FBI supervisor.
Right. You got a plane ticket and $1,000
From Bulger.
Yes.
Are you saying that if Whitey Bulger makes you an offer, you have to take it, even as an FBI agent?
Kinda. Yeah.
You think so?
I mean, he's getting away with everything
Yeah.
for years.
I disagree, man.
I don't know. I feel like any face-to-face conversation with him where he wants something, it's like, fuck, if I don't do what he wants.
I want to try to set up
Oh, Jesus Christ.
a meeting with a mafia guy with you.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
If we have anybody listening that works for the FBI or is in the mafia, let's see what we can work out here, because I want to see like what we can do with John.
These things still thrive. Like, there's gangs around here I didn't know that existed. There's like, it's crazy to me.
You're sitting across from a pink lady. Did you know that? You didn't see the pink jacket hanging on the hook when you walked in?
What gangs are around here?
This is movie memorabilia I thought you had. Oh, well, there's a ton in Chester.
Okay.
Yeah. What's it? I mean, I didn't realize that was the gang. Like, Chester's not a big city. There's only 22,000 people in Chester. So, like, what are you doing?
It was
That's a
once
big
the
gang.
biggest city in this area for a while.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, what is a gang doing in Chester? Like, besides drugs?
Gang shit, baby.
Gangs are everywhere, man.
Oh, man.
This guy's a noob.
I worked at a high school that was close by to Chester, and this one kid, I don't remember his name, he would wear this hooded sweatshirt every day, which was a T-shirt that he had made. It said "Trapping at the Bando," and it was a picture of him outside of the crack house where he sold drugs.
That is awesome. That guy fucking rules. That's so funny, dude.
Are they still alive today?
Probably not.
He actually owns the abandoned house.
It's a real estate developer.
I give him a lot of credit, man. That was a pretty sick sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Did you
get
offer to buy
made.
that from him?
No, I did not, no.
So Whitey's in his 60s at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good running age.
Yeah.
You know, you still got a little
Yeah, you got some juice left in the
little
tank.
pep in your step.
Yeah.
But I mentioned earlier, like, he takes off with one of his girlfriends, and this woman named Teresa Stanley. So they're only gone for like 3 weeks before Teresa's like, you know, I got a fucking family at home. I got kids. I can't do this long term. He takes her back to Boston. And when they get back to Boston, Whitey picks up another girlfriend, which is a woman named Catherine Gregg.
Yeah.
She's a real ride or die bitch. Like, when you see her, like, she looks like the kind of lady that
Guys,
you want to go on the run with.
You get me
Sharon
horny.
Stone from Casino.
Yeah.
Not too far off, John.
Yeah, my
You're getting
kinda.
Real beauty.
Horny for the Jack Nicholson's girlfriend in Departed right
Bad
now.
bitch.
Yeah, she was like,
a
I
real
just remember
bad
that scene.
bitch.
She was talking back to him. And he's like, "You watch your fucking mouth." And she's like, "No, you watch it." I'm like, "Oh my god, it moved." Yeah, favorite scene.
And the guy that was the second in command that I mentioned, Weeks, Kevin Weeks,
Yeah,
he ends up getting busted in November of 1999, and he ends up talking to the authorities and divulging a lot of information about Whitey. There's a very funny moment when Kevin Weeks is testifying against Whitey in court. Kevin Weeks said both of them never cursed, which was odd for people in these positions. They said they both never cursed. But when they got in court, Kevin Weeks started testifying, and Whitey Bulger yells out, "You suck." And then Kevin Weeks says, "Fuck you." And Whitey Bulger says, "No, fuck you." And he says, "That's the only time we've ever cursed in front of one another."
That's number one, hilarious.
yeah.
Yelling out, "You suck." Guys testifying against you in a murder trial is probably the sickest thing you could say.
Asshole, asshole.
Trying, like, looking at everybody in the eyes. Just come on. All right, Bulger's a stinker.
The bailiff's walking out with a hot dog gun, showing it to the jury. But Whitey goes on the run with Catherine Gregg. They're fucking all over the place.
This is when he's in Mexico, Canada.
He's in Mexico. He's in Canada. He's all over the United States.
Carmen San Diego.
He really is.
Yeah.
And this is after 94?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after the Olympics.
So he's on the run from
the Olympics, right? No, 96. God damn it.
96 or 92?
Well, 94 was, I believe, Lillehammer.
I don't know.
96 was
I don't
Atlanta.
think they separated.
Mike, how old
Winter
was
and,
Carrie Strug at that point?
Probably pretty young, Jake.
I didn't have the posters on the wall, okay?
Can we make a mark to cut this part out?
Yeah, Jeff, can you throw that fucking computer through the window, please? So they're on the run. It isn't until fucking in 2011. It's right after the Bruins win the Stanley Cup, which is another funny element to this. All right, so they're on the run. In 1999, Kevin Weeks gets busted. He ends up spilling the beans on... He's the second in command in the Winter Hill Gang, so he knows everything that's going on.
Yeah.
They're on the run, and there's a rumor that Whitey Bulger might have actually been in Vancouver in June of 2011 to see the Bruins win the Stanley Cup.
Whoa.
He was
He
actually...
on the run for 15 years?
Bro, he didn't get caught until July of 2011. So it's actually 17 years. He was on the top 10 most wanted list. He was second behind Osama bin Laden until bin Laden was killed.
Oh, my God.
And he had $1 million bounty from the FBI, and then they bumped it up to $2 million. And they were getting more and more sightings. They were going everywhere. So he was a big, he loved to read about war. So anytime there was like a significant event, like a fucking anniversary of fucking the Normandy invasion, there would be FBI guys at these events in the hopes that they would come
Just
across
looking
Whitey
for
Bulger.
him.
Yeah.
In France.
All over the fucking world.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just think about all those vacations you get as an FBI
I know,
agent.
man.
I know, yeah. Sign me up for that department.
But we saw it a couple weeks ago with the fucking FBI guys going to find Lou Pearlman in fucking Bali.
True. Yeah. Sitting right next to him while they fucking ate.
Crazy.
Moon's over Miami.
So I have to imagine there was a couple instances of Whitey being in the same vicinity as FBI agents and them not catching him.
Yeah, I think he got off on that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he's actually wearing disguises and Lou Pearlman was not, then these inept fucking idiots in the FBI definitely sniffed him but didn't see him.
I agree with that 100%. And also, Whitey would not only wear the disguises to be avoided, he would commit crimes in disguise.
He would do drag story time at
He would read to
public
babies
schools.
dressed like Mrs. Doubtfire. It was fucked up. But he committed a drive-by killing where he was wearing a hat with a wig attached to it and a fake mustache.
Damn.
And he ended up killing a twin brother of a guy mistakenly.
You killed the wrong guy?
He did.
Could you imagine being that victim and the last thought's like, who the fuck is this? A wigged, mustachioed man leaning out of a car?
One of my on sites is a twin.
That is so unfortunate. Maybe
For
that's,
the other guy,
Yeah.
for the innocent twin. Are they paternal or whatever, the ones that identical or whatever?
They're not identical. But
But the other one can get
I
it
don't know
too.
that I can pick them apart.
Okay,
What if you
close
do
enough.
on-site plus one qualifier question?
Yeah, I got to do a captcha before I beat his ass.
I see your license.
Hey, do you like apples? Just beat the shit out of him.
This motherfucker's on the run for a very long time. Where do you think they eventually catch him in July of 2011?
In the United States of America, in
Very beautiful place.
beautiful to you is palm trees in the ocean. So that means he is in Florida.
I'm going to guess Boston.
He is captured at his apartment in Santa Monica, California.
Close.
Whoa.
He
Had the right
lives-
vibe.
Santa, yeah, palm trees
Palm
and
trees in
mountains.
the
Yeah,
ocean.
you were close, man.
Other side of the country. Not
You're
even
really
close,
good at
actually.
this. No, you're very good at this. But he was captured. He lived in an apartment that was about, I think it was 3rd Street. It was 303 3rd Street, which
Like
is
right by the promenade.
dude. It's not far. It's like 5 blocks from the fucking. I think it's closer to the promenade than the actual
beach.
fucking pier.
Yeah.
But he's
Whoa.
like 5 blocks from the pier, and I'm pretty sure it's very close to the promenade.
That's awesome. What a do you know how long he was there before they got him?
That's a good question. I do not know. I do know.
In that time, how are you
Dude.
using fake information? I'm so curious. In the age of technology, how he was able to
Could you
rent these places under.
I just cash speaks, baby.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Dude, the thing that got him too, fucking Miss Iceland, 1974, was one of his neighbors.
No way.
Yep,
Wait, it was one of his neighbors?
was one of his neighbors at one point.
Damn, Miss Iceland pays that much that it was 74 and she's still got a spot in Santa Monica?
Well, I think she had moved back to Iceland. However, upon seeing this, he was on fucking America's Most Wanted, and I think that's where she saw the poster, and she's like, wait a minute, I think that's my fucking old neighbor. So she called in the tip, and that was the tip that got him.
Whoa.
When they came into his apartment, some of the weird shit they found, like he apparently loved cats, so he had a bunch of cat coffee mugs around.
Dude, you love cats.
I know.
That's eerie.
And he also had over $800,000 hidden in a wall in the apartment.
Damn.
The security deposit. For
Yeah,
housing
in
a
Santa
murderer.
Monica.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
first, last, and security deposit.
Dude, could you imagine somebody of that stature getting busted on a show like Impractical Jokers, just being part of the goof? Like,
Putting fucking
yeah.
suntan lotion on Joe.
Is that Edward Snowden rubbing up Joe Gatto?
Did he have a beard or grow out his hair or anything to not look, or was he stepping out in a disguise every day?
No, I mean, I think he just thought that, like, all right, I've been on the run for like fucking 16 years and I'm older now.
Aged out. of it.
Yeah.
I would assume that they're not looking as hard, because if you can't catch me when I'm in my 60s,
No, he's 80.
I know,
in
he's in his
2011,
80s,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
what are you going to do with me in my 80s?
How do you go to the doctors? You know what I mean? Like as an 80-year-old, when you're under the
True,
radar.
yeah.
Like
That's a great point, Jake. The reason why he would go to Mexico was to get heart medication, because he had a heart issue.
And that's why I guess Southern California is close enough to just drive there? Or was he flying?
Yeah, but then you have
Probably
to worry
driving.
about the border.
Yeah, going through customs. How many times did he do that?
I don't know.
That's crazy. Whitey's a fucking madman. And I had no idea he was so modern. I thought all that had taken place long ago.
Yeah, he's a modern man.
Yeah.
The voice didn't come out. I was trying to sing "Modern Man" by Arcade Fire.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Oh, okay.
My lips are moving, but
Off the Suburbs.
the voice—that's a great album.
which
I love
came out
that
in
album.
2011, I think.
It did.
Yeah. See, your Whitey Bulger was busted.
To ride my motorcycle, listen to that album. It was great. Wait, did you just touch my
No.
dick?
He did. He tickled you, dude.
What, my penis?
But Whitey gets
I
popped,
saw we.
and he's indicted on 19 counts of murder, in addition to money laundering, extortion, drug charges, weapons charges.
Yeah.
In addition to all this shit,
Is it Rico?
it is.
So there's other people with him?
There are, yeah. So there are a lot of people. Pretty much everybody in that gang ended up getting busted. In addition to all the shit that he was doing, the gang shit that he was doing in Boston, he was also supplying the IRA with weapons.
Internationally.
Yes.
Wow.
There was a ship that got busted. I think they ended up killing this guy who was caught up in this. So there was a ship called the Valhalla that was taking a significant amount of guns, bomb making materials to Ireland
From America.
They actually dropped the shit off, but then once they dropped the shit off, that shit got confiscated. But the ship made it back to Boston. And when the ship made it back to Boston, everybody on board was arrested.
Damn, they were shipping up to Boston.
They were
So Whitey, he was getting around.
Yeah, I can't believe all this shit.
He was also the Beach Boys for a little bit. No, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be nice, Jake?
Is he the most
Prolific?
recent person? Is he same era as Gotti, basically? Are they about the same age?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Gotti got busted in the 80s. And I think his heyday was mid to late 70s into the 80s.
Oh, shit. I thought Gotti was younger.
Whitey lasted way longer than him on the run.
Yes.
Yeah. It's wild. Where would you go on the run?
Disney.
The place with facial recognition.
Oh,
and
yeah.
known to be my favorite.
He's trying to escape. Meanwhile, he's wearing a band that tracks his every move and purchase.
Dude, my America's Most Wanted picture would be me on the fucking Space Mountain. They would be handing out my fucking keychain and my coffee mug.
Yeah, look at the bottle. The bottle's changing
So,
colors. It's
Good
daytime
fucking
now.
luck catching me, brother. He goes to trial in 2013, and initially he pleads not guilty. But
That's awesome.
yeah, he ends up getting convicted. He gets 2 life terms plus 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, one for next year, right?
Yeah, they give him the 5 years for a couple cigars he stole.
When did Mike? Do you know when Black Mass came out?
2015.
Okay, so he was in prison That's why we have his commentary on the DVD.
He gets stabbed pretty early on in prison.
Where was the first jail he was in? Or prison?
I think it was Florida.
Okay.
It was like, all right, so Florida, he spent most of his early jail in Florida, briefly sent to Oklahoma City, and then he was sent to West Virginia in 2018.
Dude, they're moving him around like a Catholic priest.
And it was Mischief Night, too.
Damn.
That's when he got murdered?
Mm-hmm.
Did they cover him in toilet paper and egg his house, too?
Egged his cell.
But somehow the prisoners at this penitentiary in West Virginia knew he was coming. They were given word that Whitey's on his way. So they got him the first fucking day.
Oh, man.
So they all went to the commissary and were like, 5 locks each, please.
One sock.
Damn.
We don't need them in pairs.
Do you think that's the... do you think that's like the...
Why do we keep selling these padlocks?
They actually sell the padlock in the sock. You can get it as a combo.
Already a combo?
Yeah, it's a death bundle.
I guess I'll have an extra shot.
Do you think that was just like a loose-lipped prison guard in West Virginia? Be like, Whitey Bulger's coming here. Blah, blah, blah.
No, I think
Probably news.
there were
right?
mafia guys there. So
Okay.
at least a couple of the guys that probably killed him were mafia-related guys.
Yeah.
And
Is he responsible for the one guy who went missing? The leader of the union. What's the guy's name?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
no, that was in the 60s, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
And that's the guy from, I think,
Robert De Niro.
I Hear You Paint Houses. The Irishman.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's another one of Mike's famous toots.
But he's beaten to death with socks in 2018 Mischief Night.
Do you know what kind of pad? Like, was it master lock? Was it combo locks? That would be a good ad.
Master lock is a good one to beat Whitey with.
What are their little luggage locks? That's why they had to get so many. This is taking forever.
The sun's
guys.
coming up as they're still beating him. I just need to rest my arm for a minute. Like, I'm not actually sleepy. I just need to rest my arm. But there was a funny thing that he said. I don't know when he said it, but he was at one point he was talking about his love for Alcatraz, and he says, "I wish they would let me write on my tombstone. I'd rather be in Alcatraz."
Who's stopping them from writing that?
Right.
Does prison get control of your tombstone if you die in
Well,
jail?
he's still got family. Like his family, they still wrote out pretty hard for him.
Yeah.
So conceivably, he could get them to write it.
Isn't that on was it W.C. Fields' grave? It's like, I'd rather be here than in Philadelphia.
Damn, that motherfucker! I want to shit on.
He's
his
from
goddamn-
here, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he gets it.
Damn, I was already shit on his grave. I was ready to turn WC's epitaph into a WC,
A wet crab.
a water
Crap.
closet.
Okay.
That's what they used to call it.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
Bars.
In a bar, in a movie.
But when they killed him, they also tried to gouge out his eyes and cut his tongue out as well.
Oh, my God. While he was living?
What were they trying to do? Unlock his iPhone?
Hey, my man, let me hold your eyes real quick.
Man, he got one of them tongue phones. Get his tongue out.
Just hold it like this in front of the phone.
Dude, that's crazy. They went for his ass as an 85,
Yeah.
almost 90-year-old guy.
In a wheelchair, too.
Dude, could you imagine beating a fucking 90-year-old man to
The
death?
chair's going all over the place.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, even though it's a fucking murderer who is terrible, it's just something about an old, feeble man. I wouldn't be able to do it. It's,
And think,
Smother him.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take 2 of you.
yeah. Take away his medication. Put salt in his food. Like,
Yeah. Beat him with his own diabetic socks.
that's crazy. Do you know the names of the people who that killed him?
Yeah, were they released?
They were. Fuck, I don't know them.
Okay.
Sorry.
What-
Did they carry
Mob
extra
guys?
sentences for that?
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
Really?
I don't know that so they've at least had trial dates set. I don't know if they've been charged yet. I should know this, but I don't. I'm sorry, Jake.
No, it's fine. Do you know if they were older or younger? I'm wondering if they were guys from the neighborhood. Like this was a passion.
Middle-aged guys.
Yeah, I feel like they must have known people.
At least
Who
the
were
one
taken
guy
personally
was
affected by it.
Yeah.
was a known mafia enforcer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You get a fucking enforcer in there. We got locks for days.
Fucking get a capo in there.
Yeah.
I actually did have some hot capicola before you came.
You had a gabagool today?
Mm-hmm.
A gabagool day.
Mm-hmm. I did, though.
That's so crazy, man.
Oh, one other thing that he used to do that was also very funny to me was at his Santa Monica apartment, he would keep a mannequin in the window with a hat on to give the impression that somebody was always home and looking out the window. In case anyone was trying to creep on him.
Not a full still person, just like enough of it to be like, oh shit, there's somebody looking at me.
That was a real ass mannequin.
You watched Home Alone.
I know, but it wasn't like fully revealed, like in fucking a display window at Burlington, or that's not a place that has good displays. Let's say Bloomingdale's.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, it wasn't like a fully posed
What's that say?
thing.
Freaky? Freddie Gears?
The names of the fellows.
Oh, Freddie Gia, I think is his name.
Yeah, Freddie Gia and Paul DiCagliariano.
Jesus Christ. And they were Irish as well? Freddie G.
I love that he did the mannequin thing. That's straight out of Home Alone. He watched it, was like, that's a good idea.
I wonder if he did.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I shared so much of the earth with him, dude. So much time and space.
Yeah.
I feel like when he got arrested in 2011 or whatever, I feel like in my mind that was when he died. I think 2011 is right when I was really. I don't remember much news from back then. You know, you guys have periods of your life that you don't remember much because of
the
a
last
little bit
5 years.
Yeah, you've been drinking like that.
No, it's just memory loss.
Oh, okay.
Huffing dryer fumes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're down in the basement without the proper ventilation.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I should come hang out sometime.
I would love that, Jake.
I'm relaxed.
I've heard you got a case of Whippets on the way.
Who told you that?
Little birdie.
Who told you that?
Little birdie.
Well, I'll have you know. They arrived today, and these puppies are so heavy. Who told you this?
It was, yeah, you did like 10 minutes ago.
Did I?
Yeah,
John Connolly, an FBI agent, texted me right as you were on your way.
The little birdie, a ready whippoorwillow.
I got the ultra premium.
Don't show pictures. That's yeah.
It's a legal high, you fucking idiot.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yeah.
When
Come on,
you
they
use it like
sell
that?
them at stores.
Does your head ever hurt from doing Whippets?
That's a good question.
If you do enough of them, sure.
You get brain.
You got to really get in there. You got to really. The frequency has to be. You have to pretty much not be. You have to be womping for a long time.
Yeah, when I have too many freeze pops.
It is kind of like the same headache.
Ow.
When you go in for a physical, the doctor's like, how often are you womping?
They busted through the box. These fat little fuckers. They were so heavy. Wow. They busted through the little individual 50 boxes.
Busted it open.
So
like
you
that?
know I had to count them, rearrange them back, and order like little soldiers, like my little weekend bachelor party soldiers.
Aww.
You're not afraid of being on like a watch list for like airsoft gun assault with that stuff?
As far as they know, I'm pumping up a lot of whipped cream and spraying it all over my boy for his upcoming nuptials, you know? I'm sorry, we covered Kevin in whipped cream, and now I'm on a list.
I was just about to ask. It's not Ragu Mangu getting married,
It's
is it?
not, no. I wasn't invited to his bachelor party or wedding.
God.
He'll be there, though.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm going to have some words for him.
Damn.
Got these words ready.
You gonna have words with friends?
I used to play that a lot at the job I hated in Los Angeles. I would go out and smoke and just play that with people I knew from like high school. All right, I'm just going to smoke another cig and not go back in for a while.
Kumquat. Just
Oh, to that point, I want to thank everybody for commenting kumquat. I didn't know we had that many kumquats out there, brother. That was really
that
made me
was
feel
nice.
good that people still listen this deep into the podcast.
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
This is the kumquat moments. We're in the kumquat zone.
Jake, have you ever been to a bachelor party?
Oh, yes, I have.
You enjoy them?
I do. Yeah, yeah. My bachelor party was the worst.
What happened?
My dad had to save the day, and that's already like my dad's there. That's
Did he
how
take
great
his
it
titties
is. So night before we're going to go on a fishing trip. Night before there's a huge severe thunderstorm. So we're all just like hanging out in the trailer. We're excited. We're down there. We're drinking a little bit. Like tomorrow's the big party day. Next morning we're a little hungover, and then we go out on a boat the night after a severe thunderstorm. So there's 12-foot fucking swells. Everyone throws up.
Oof.
Everyone hates each other. I get into a fight with my best man.
Oh, no.
Then we go back to like the trailer that we were staying at, and we all just sat there fucking miserably and just watched the Phillies, just do what they were doing in 2012, and it was
they were
just,
kicking ass then.
yeah, they were. Yeah, it was like.
Actually, 2011 was the last really good year.
Yeah, that's when they started the decline. But I mean, it got to the point where my dad walks out into like the little kitchen and the thing, and while everyone's just moping around, he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on, huh? Let's start some fucking beer games," and then just fucking kick the party off. And I
Nice,
was like,
dude.
"Yeah, dude, my dad fucking rules."
Some
Yeah.
quarters, some flip cups, some ping pong, beer
Yeah.
pong.
Yeah, he brought it back to life.
Hell yeah.
You guys want to do some cocaine off this dead girl?
She just washed ashore. Thank God. I was worried we wouldn't find the body.
Yeah, catch and release.
I feel like a lot of people out there won't know what Mischief Night is. Even in America,
What?
it's regional.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No kidding.
Yeah, sometimes they call it something different in other places, like Devil's Night or something like that.
Oh yeah, in the Crow they call it the Devil's Night.
And they're referring
Yeah.
to the night before Halloween?
Yep.
So that's the tradition in America.
Rest in peace,
I didn't know
Eric
that, man.
Draven.
Mischief Night is so much better.
Yeah.
Yes, for
You feel
sure.
like a
It
little
is
bad
cool.
boy.
And
even
could
thinking
you
about it.
imagine not having that growing up? That was
Yeah.
almost more
Yeah, I
fun than
love that
Halloween
shit.
for a few
Dude,
years, you know?
taking like the only $20 bill I ever like stole from a purse to just go buy
Like toilet
eggs
paper and eggs. Yeah.
from a Wawa, so they know you're just taking. They know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's all you do out the night before Halloween. You and your buddies go around the neighborhood and just do the lightest mischief.
Yeah.
I think some kids might have gotten carried away back in my day, but all me and my buddies did was toilet paper and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was heavy on eggs. I
Eggs
actually
is pretty bad, honestly, but
yeah, when I would buy eggs on Mischief Night, there was one where I went to the one in Lansdowne, and I was afraid that they were going to tell me no at the counter, so I bought a brick of Scrapple with it.
I hope you ate the Scrapple.
Of course I did.
Wait, was it cooked?
No.
No.
You could buy it
Just
in the takeout cooler there.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
I love throwing eggs. Actually, when I was in
It's so fun.
8th grade, I got in trouble for throwing eggs at my own school.
That's
you
what
really?
we did. We did it to our own school, but we didn't get in trouble.
I was a bad boy. It was in protest as well.
Was it on camera?
No, what happened was, all right, so across from the school was a little corner store. And we were all fired up about something. Like somebody did something fucked up, and our upcoming field trip to New York was jeopardized. And whoever did whatever the fuck it was not fessing up. So me being a bad boy, I was like, this isn't going to fly. I've been looking forward to this New York trip.
Vigilantism into your own hands.
Brother, I was looking forward to this New York trip so bad. So I bought a bunch of eggs, and I walked up to the facade of the school, and I just fucking launched one. There were kids standing around holding eggs, but nobody's really about that life.
Damn.
But I fucking launched it. Now, at the time, I threw it at the front of the school, and there were these steps that led up to the doors. So I hit it up here, and at the top of these steps that led up to the front doors, there were kids clapping erasers, like little kids.
What time was it?
This was right after school.
Oh my God.
It was real retard shit, man.
School,
my God,
school had
dude.
just let out.
So the kids that were clapping erasers, I think they were like first graders, they got egg shrapnel.
Oh
on them.
my God.
So they walked into school
You were
with like
egging
little bits of
first
egg on them.
graders?
I didn't egg them directly. They got hit with the shrapnel.
Yeah.
And then somebody ratted me out.
You
So-
sound like a suicide bomber. It's like, I didn't mean to blow up those little kids. They just happened to be there.
I had to clean bathrooms for a week.
Did you really?
I did, yeah.
And detention, or was that the detention?
That was the detention.
A special detention just for
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I never egged my
Damn.
school. I did throw rocks through windows of like the old school. There was like,
Oh, that's fun.
so next to my elementary school was the old abandoned
Closed
elementary
down.
school.
Yeah. That's fun.
So like we would all just go over there and like throw rocks at the windows from down, like, you know. Down
Yeah. We never had like a big warehouse with a bunch of window squares that you could try to,
Yeah.
like in movies.
Yeah.
I always wanted that.
Yeah. It was
Try to
fucking
like
cool.
call your window, take it out. We did get into a point though where we were driving and like somebody had a car and we were still egging from the car.
That is fun, man.
But we were egging people.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Just people. It was such shitty lives that they have to walk down the highway.
I remember. So
Oh, it was bad.
By the time you get to where you're going, you're so hot that it turns into scrambled eggs.
my buddy, he was driving me back to his place, and his girlfriend was in the car, and this like was my rude awakening to Catholic school and Catholic upbringing. But they would have this like community service thing, which I participated in. We'd go play basketball at Don Guanella and get smoked by all these kids with behavioral problems, who just would dunk on us the whole time. And we're like, oh, we're going to do something good for the community. It's like, get our spirit broken. So we're going to his house, and we're passing the girls from the Catholic school who would visit like these old ladies. They had like this Sister Mercy, whatever. They would just like go spend time with them before they die, you know. And I remember we were driving. I'm in his front seat, and I reached down. He had like an old bottle of milk, just
Jake.
rolling around his front seat. So I opened the lid off, and as these girls, who I went to school with, I didn't know who they were at the time. We were driving by. I lean out of the car and go, "Hey, got milk?" And I threw the fucking jug at like the little quart at them, and his girlfriend fucking hated me after that.
Yeah,
and
that's not something that you do with the girl in the car, dude.
Yeah, I realize that now.
I definitely got my payback for my egg phase.
Did you?
Multiple times skateboarding through Newark, Delaware in college. I've had milkshakes and sodas thrown on me.
Dude, is that your origin
multiple
story?
times.
Is that why you eat so poorly now?
Dewey Beach, dude, just skating
Yeah.
down the street. Somebody throws a fucking drink at you.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I mean, it was karma. I was due. One time, I feel like I've told this story before, but I must have been before we could drive.
Yeah.
Because it was still like sleepover at your buddy's house. But I'm sure we would have been somewhere else if we had cars. And we were throwing eggs at cars from like, we found the sweetest spot
Yeah.
where they would pass as we could get them and then get away if they stopped.
Yeah.
And then most people would stop but just keep driving. And one day we got the wrong car. And this guy fucking skirt goes it in reverse. It's like a fucking...
That's
like an old Bronco style SUV.
Oh, an SUV?
Yeah,
Oh,
but like
no.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
But it was early 90s car.
One of those Dodge Challenger things that are like, yeah.
It was like a muscly man was inside, I'm sure.
Damn.
He fucking skirts, finds us. We start like running where you can't drive. Gets out. He's chasing us on foot, dude. Have I told you this before?
No, but I was just about to say, like, when you have to face the consequences for your actions, you're just like, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
It's me and Ragu Mango. The other kids go this way, and me and him go the other way. And he hops a fence, and it's like to get into like almost like this little shed in a backyard.
Yeah.
But with like an open door. And I can fucking feel the guy on my back, like about to grab the back of my shirt.
He went for the slow gazelles.
As I'm getting up to this fence, and I just know he's got me. And so I say, Paul's close enough for me to hear, or Ragu Mango is close enough to hear me say, "Come on, buddy, just stop."
Did he stop?
He did. I was so scared that he stopped.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh my God. I can't imagine the beating I was about to get.
That's all it takes, man.
Come on, buddy, just stop.
You know what? It's funny. The only time I've ever had something thrown at me from a car has been in Prospect Park. There used to be a Mike that was around here. My buddy, me, Chris Dolan, were just standing outside this old fish store nearby, very nearby here, and we're just standing on the corner, and this group of kids, maybe as like they're in a car, as close to me as Mike right now.
Yeah.
And the windows are down, and you just hear, "Do it, do it, do it, do it," and then like from the back seat and the front seat, the passenger seat,
2, 3.
3 eggs. And they miss both of us completely at point blank range. And I just remember standing there. You know that scene in Pulp Fiction when they look around at the gun, like the bullet holes?
He shot these
I was
kids.
just like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I have a new lease on life right now.
Damn, they're fucking not good
No.
baseball players, I bet.
No.
You got to be out. You got to have your throwing arm out the window.
Yeah,
they're to be on the correct side of the car.
Yeah, they were doing
Yeah,
the
this
Carson
is
Wentz
not-
shuffle.
Yeah,
That's what they were doing.
shuffle pass ain't the
Yeah.
move. You got to get some velocity.
I had a phase where I would take quarter sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
My God.
And the 2 times that I did it in stores, the one time was in a Wawa.
Oh my God.
It was, you know how like Wawas have that initial vestibule you got to
Don't
go
say
into?
which one.
No,
Don't
I'm not
say-
going
okay.
to. They had that initial vestibule you got to go into before you go into the actual Wawa store.
Uh-huh.
The first time that I lit off a quarter stick in a Wawa was in that vestibule. Like I opened the door, I lit it, I dropped it in, and then I took off.
Did it bust the windows?
I don't know.
Did you hear the sound?
It was a massive explosion.
Oh, my God.
Is that an M80 or bigger?
It was bigger than an M80.
Jesus
It is.
Christ, dude. Where'd you get that?
My buddy Brian got it. And then the other time I did it was
God damn.
we went to a Dunkin' Donuts. And
Why were you doing them inside?
My
was
buddy
just a fucked up thing
Sarnaev
to
got
do.
them for me.
Were you high school? Grade school?
No, I was probably 19 or 20.
Oh my
Dude,
God, dude.
That's a record.
You were 16. Erase the part. Say it again.
16,
Say I
yes.
was probably 15, 16
Yeah,
for
looking back,
so we can cut
probably.
out the part where you said you were.
an adult.
But the Dunkin' Donuts one was like, I can't imagine the mess this created.
Yeah.
But it was late at night. I was the only person in there. The guy came out and he's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. I'm still trying to make up my mind. So he was in the back just doing whatever the night shift duties were.
Yeah.
After I said, I need to make up my mind, he went to the back to finish whatever he's doing. So I lit it and I threw it into the donuts and I took off from there.
I envisioned you throwing it into
Son
the
of a
donuts.
bitch,
Actually,
ruining all those donuts. Oh my God. I just remembered a good mischief thing. I swear, this is the last one I'll say. So it was high school, I started dating Shell, my wife now. And like right before this, like I had this crush for a long time. It didn't work out, but we were still friendly. So I'm trying to impress my new girlfriend. I throw this Halloween party at this rec center by like my house, right, in Linwood, right? Everyone's there. Everyone's dressed up. It's a good time. While we're there, my crush from before my girlfriend was there, and like she goes outside, a car full of kids from Linwood pull into the parking lot, pull out paintball guns, start shooting, hits her right in the fucking eye.
Oh my God.
The cops came. I think she went out in an ambulance, or her mom came and took her
Jesus
to the hospital afterwards.
Christ.
Had a giant fucking welt. Like insane, and then like never saw the kids again. Actually, no, they got the kids like up 2 miles away in like Aston, like a little bit.
like rival high schools or something.
No, I think it was just kids from the neighborhood
Okay.
saw something going on. They're like, we're gonna go fucking do this, and then
Jesus,
they had
Christ.
the taste for blood once they hit the rec center, and they're like, let's go up Pennell Road, which is the same fucking road. And just 2 miles later, and they got them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jake.
Let's get back to you throwing a party at a rec center. How
Yeah.
do means to do that?
Yeah, dude, I was Richie Rich.
I didn't know that about you.
He had all that wow money.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, dude, it was like almost like an abandoned rec center. So like we knew people in the township, and we're like, hey, what are you guys doing this night? And they're like, nothing. And somehow my mom was able to. You've seen that scene in Forrest Gump when they say your mama sure does care about your education.
Jesus.
She fucked the rec center.
Your
janitor?
mama sure does care a lot about your Halloween party.
Jeez, Jake.
She dressed up like the Bride of Frankenstein for me.
Yeah.
Damn, she made that a good evening for that motherfucker.
I thought you were going to say a story about you did something bad. That's extreme as hell.
Yeah, it was pretty
They
crazy.
came at you.
Yeah.
Is that why you left that girl?
No, that I wasn't with her anymore. So I was like,
Oh, that had to feel
yeah.
good.
So because I was with Shell now, so I was like, doesn't that suck that happened to her, huh? It's like, I planned it. No, I didn't. I didn't plan it, but
Yeah, I think she'll stop calling now.
Damn, we not even together, and you still taking it in the eye.
Were you timing that on purpose?
perfect.
Were you saving that fart for a funny punchline?
I was. Oh man,
I got shot. You know the we're in that part of the podcast, baby, aren't we?
yeah,
I
it's
can feel it in my
sleepy delirium.
bones. I was in the IKEA in Burbank.
Yeah, I know exactly which one.
It's
you're
right by
talking about.
Flappers Comedy Club.
Yep.
I think you park in IKEA for free and then go to the Flappers. And I was going there for open mic, but I was meeting some people, some other comics to get food at IKEA. Dinner at IKEA. Great deal. I mean, it's like
Dude,
$6
I was
for
gonna
a
say
full
this is something
meal.
you would do today.
Yeah, I've done it. And I had parked and I was walking like along the sidewalk to get to the IKEA, and it felt like something from space hit me in the shoulder. I was like, what the fuck was that? And I look over and there's a window getting rolled up and a paintball coming, like getting back inside the car. But then I looked on the ground, it was a gumball. so much harder than a paintball.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking bullet, basically.
Also cheaper than paintballs, I would assume.
Maybe, if you got a good gumball guy, and I know you do. It hurt so bad, dude.
God.
Like, I think it had to be worse than a paintball, right?
Do you think they felt bad?
No, it probably felt fucking awesome. Dead on hit. Got me right in the shoulder and made me say something out loud.
Damn, motherfucker, you ran into Killy-Wonka.
Dude, I'd love to just be there and just be in that car when they shoot you and you just go, ow!
That is pretty much what I do when I hurt myself.
Did you just shoot me from space?
Yo, how fucking high was I in Los Angeles that my first thought was that something fell from space
so
and
great.
didn't burn up in the atmosphere and hit me in the shoulder.
arm. Yeah, the shoulder.
I think I just got hit with a space gumball.
I'm going to look up to see if any astronauts shot this gumball.
It's green. Could this be kryptonite?
Yeah, that's the worst, man. When teenagers fuck with you.
I feel like getting multiple milkshakes and sodas thrown at me is my penance. I think I've paid it.
Yeah.
But it certainly doesn't take away my fear of teenagers.
I tell you, I fucking was on my way to a show at Helium recently, and I rolled my ankle while I was looking at my phone, wearing my book bag with my green water bottle, and I fucking ate shit. No. And then I rolled like a fucking egg down like about 2 panels of sidewalk.
Did you have the pretzel hat on?
This thing, listen to this. This thing's fucking loud. So it just hits the ground. Everyone's looking, and it hits the ground, and then it's rolling down the sidewalk, making all the noise. Fucking humiliating. And then all those people then went into Helium to see the show that I was at fucking performing at.
Did you limp out on stage?
Wore a neck brace.
You're still chasing the water bottle onto the stage?
Dude, that would have been the funniest fucking thing for like 15 people.
Yeah. I was like, I have to talk about this as soon as I go out, because I was like, because if they saw me, I have to.
There were going to be murmurs in the crowd. I was going to ask.
Yeah.
That's the fucking idiot from outside. You see him?
Dude.
Do you remember the guy that comically fell trying to pick up his water
It
bottle?
was legit like silent movie fucking like hilarious fat guy falling video. Like, for sure, if somebody videotaped this, 6 million views, fucking shared. God, devastating.
Super pretzel hack goes viral.
Motherfuckers making TikToks.
Yeah. Our new pretzel rolls.
Ooh, baby.
What a time.
Yeah.
What a time
What
to
a
be
time.
alive.
We had fun, so
Sure was fun.
yeah.
Thanks for
Man,
telling us
what a
about
treat.
Whitey Bulger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, buddy.
I didn't know anything about that old fucking dead piece of shit.
All right, that's not necessary.
He was a murderer.
Rest
You're
in
right.
peace, Boots.
Yeah. Rest in piss, Whitey.
Happy birthday in heaven, Boots.
Yeah, we should get him a new gravestone. Just write Boots real nice on there.
What did he say? I'd rather be in Alcatraz. We
Yeah.
got to carve that on
that'd
there
be sweet.
too.
Next
Dude,
time it snows, I'll go piss on his grave and write that.
What if when Whitey got to heaven, he got a pair of white boots instead of white wings? How nice would that be of God?
That would be nice.
Would there
of
be a
God.
knife already in there for him to stab other angels?
I like the way you think, Jake.
Yeah,
Fucking stutter and prick you.
cutting the wings off.
That's St. Peter.
He's a made guy. Oh no.
Hey, Peter, hey, I got some coups coming up here. You don't mind opening them gates for you, do they?
What?
And we're going to let the podcast go for another couple minutes now. See what else comes out of this mouth here.
Yeah,
Bro, your fucking brain fell asleep while you were doing that impression. You fell asleep trying to do Anthony Scungioli or whatever.
My brain was
his name is.
chasing a water bottle for the last 45 seconds. That's just what I get for making fun of Italians all these years. I got what I deserved.
You did.
Oh, man. You guys into mafia movies?
Oh, no. Are you really going to start up a conversation right now?
Yeah, I love Goodfellas.
I love My Blue Heaven.
Yeah,
Oh, that might be the best one ever.
I think so.
it is so fun.
That would be appropriate to watch on the
That'd
movie
be
watch
wonderful.
along.
Yeah.
It's about Henry Hill. That guy did his share of murdering.
Is it really?
And it came out at the same time as Goodfellas,
Yeah.
same year. And it's written by the wife of the fella who wrote Goodfellas.
Oh,
Isn't that an incredible tidbit of information?
that's insane.
1991.
Yeah, maybe 92. Yeah, maybe.
I just started reading Leave the Gun, Take the Cannoli about the making of The Godfather. Very interesting story.
Yeah.
Also, it makes me emotional. Anytime I read about a middle-aged man finding success, it just jerks my tear ducts off.
Oh man.
Who is the old middle-aged guy who found success?
Yeah, Mario Puzo.
Puzo. Wait, he wrote
The Godfather.
I know, but he also wrote the movie about the movie.
He wrote the book, and then he was contracted to write the script.
And then somebody wrote a book about that.
Mm-hmm.
About Puzo.
You smell when you say Puzo, are you smelling your fingers instinctively?
It smells like fucking Puzo in here.
It's my belly button.
Hey, did one of your fucking coos just walk through here? Smell like Puzo. Puzo is my favorite pasta.
This instantly made me think of this, but I had tuna tartare last weekend, and they put it. I don't even know what the fuck this garnish is, but it had the texture and it had the appearance of pubic hair.
Mike, you didn't buy this at the fucking music festival, did you?
No.
Okay.
It was at a real restaurant.
Okay.
I just watched the movie Waiting last night where they use pubes as a garnish, so this is very fresh in my mind.
Disgusting.
I was going to say, was it microgreens, but why would they be brown?
No, they were black, and
Yeah.
they were just a weird. Everything was weird about it.
Was it like a fancy restaurant?
Yeah, it was
tartare
nice.
is pretty
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
And you don't remember what the description on the... do you just see tuna
Garnish.
I could look it
With-
up if you guys want
Not
to talk.
really.
Garnished with Reggie's pubes.
Reggie is the sheep who we get all of our milk from, our unpasteurized milk. And yeah, I don't. This is all on the menu, and I'm not sure if you knew this, but sheep do have bushes.
It's like filibustering the fucking description.
Hey, you're costing us a fucking fortune on ink, Angela.
Concise it.
You don't have to mention the sheep. They know it's pubes. They're gonna order the pubes. Where was this restaurant you say you go to?
Which
Been to once.
Yes, which men's room did you get this tuna tartare from?
Yeah, this fucking urinal cake topped with pubes.
Where was it? Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Who goes to Columbus, Ohio and goes, ooh, I'm gonna get the tuna tartare.
No, we haven't been this far from an ocean in ages. Why don't we get something directly from it?
Like that's a potato land,
Is
right?
it
All right,
Lake
this is a
Erie
picture. Hang on, I
tuna?
got it.
A picture or the description?
That's a picture.
Oh,
I guess
wanted
to be
an-
fair, factory farming, right? That's the thing.
Now, mine looked a little different. There are greens on top of it, but you could see like little black sprigs. They were like sprinkled on. They weren't
Oh,
fashioned in the way
This
that
is your
that's
tuna
fashioned.
tartare? Is this a sliced avocado?
Avocado surrounds it, and the tuna tartare is inside of that.
it's like a little fucking caterpillar.
There are microgreens as well.
That's a professional headshot for those fucking tuna tartare.
Let's do this. Screenshot it, and we'll start the next episode with a description of it. I bet the fans would love that. A little to be continued, a little cliffhanger of an episode.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. All right, guys. If you're watching this on Patreon, thank you for becoming a patron. It means a lot to us. Because of that, we're able to do retarded shit like this. But if you're not a patron yet, consider joining our Patreon. You can do that at patreon.com/lilstinkers. That's LILSTINKERS. Earlier tonight, we decided our next movie watch along is going to be Naked Gun.
Coming
Starring our beloved O.J. Simpson. So, by becoming a patron, you get all the episodes a week early. You're going to get an extra episode each month. You're going to get any book club shit we do. You're going to get any movie watch-along shit we do, live AMAs, any sketches you're going to watch first. Any interactions with Miss Gladys. I have a feeling she's going to be putting up a new video soon.
Oh, no.
She's on her way back from space, and she's
good.
got a lot to say.
She got reception again.
She did, yeah.
Good, okay.
I just got a space watch, so...
So all that's possible if you join the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/LittleStinkers. You guys want to add anything before we go?
I love you guys to death. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Johnny Delco.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at CowDonJala at 1. And, yeah, that's it.
Thank you to those of you that have bought my book On Perks. If you haven't bought it yet, you can buy it at onperks.com. That's ONPERCS.com. Thank you very much, because that allows me to do things like buy pubed up tuna tartare. It really means the world to me that you do that and you make that happen. And
Now that you got some money, you can finally eat pubes.
I've waited all my life. I've been drinking piss all these years, and I've had nothing to wash down my throat. But now I finally have that, and I want to continue to make that happen. But no, my book, I promise you, will be the funniest book that you read all year.
Oh, we were just talking about it the other day outside of Helium, me and a couple of other fans of yours, and this guy was talking about specifically how out loud laughing funny it is.
Yeah.
That he didn't feel comfortable reading it on a plane because if people looked back at him cracking up out loud reading a book called On Perks, he said he might feel a little bit weird. But don't let that stop you from reading it on a plane.
Thank you very much, John. And there's also an audiobook version, which is, I would go so far as to say that's better than the print version. So I had a bunch of the boys help me out with that one. And again, that'll be the funniest audiobook that you hear all year. Go to onperks.com. You can get either one of those. I got a couple of shows coming up. June 8th, I'll be at 1675 Spirits in Bensalem, PA,
Nice.
for King's Highway Comedy. Those shows are always a lot of fun. And then on June 9th, the following night, I'll be at City Winery in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Should be fun. Guard Dog's on that show.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I think I saw that lineup. It's a pretty stacked lineup.
Yeah, should be a good time.
Yeah.
But, all right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you for making this fun, and we'll see you next time.
There's so much fucked up shit to get into.
Stinkers.